Just to get started, a little bit about me. My name is Leslie Inlander. I am located in the Livingston, New Jersey office. That is in Northern Jersey, about 30 minutes outside of New York. I have been an Ignite teacher, probably about 4 years already. And, one of the reasons why I do these calls, because, I'm passionate about helping the new agents and giving back to what my Ignite did for me when I first started. I came from technology, like I'm sure a lot of you are not directly from real estate, and Ignite was probably one of the best things I did. I had a great teacher, and I just, I want to pay it forward to everybody here. This session is not about me. It is about you guys. So please, two-way conversation. No question is don't be embarrassed. There's no dumb question here. We're all here to learn and interact and work with each other to get up and running. So can everybody agree that if you have something you want to say or you have a question, you'll ask? You don't want to hear me talk for an hour and a half. So please make this as interaction as two-way as you can. That would be great. Because then you don't want to kick yourself and say, darn, I should have asked Leslie that question. Is everybody good with that?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, who's ready to get started to talk about keeping your leads? Has everybody had a chance to start a database and work with getting leads and then what to do to keep them?
Follow up.
Follow up. Yes. That is a good answer. You guys you're working part-time, right? You have a limited amount of time. Your schedules are tight. So the time that you spend getting those leads, if you're not going to follow up with them, you shouldn't have even bothered getting the leads. If you don't follow up with them, if you generate leads and then you don't follow up with them, it's kind of a waste of time. So it's really, really, really important that you get a system in place and you understand how to keep every lead. I kind of always say, and this is something that I keep in my brain, you want to be the last person in a town and the first person they see in the new town. What I mean by that is you want to be constantly in contact with people.
I have a question.
Please, bring it on.
I had somebody reach out to me from Florida, said they were looking for a realtor, and was asking me about VA loans. I was on a military website, referral website. And I told him his answer, and then I asked him if he wanted me to add him to the emails so that he can get an idea of what houses are available in his price range and things like that. Because I'm sure, I don't know, the houses are probably a little bit different from Florida. And he said yes. So I did that. And he hasn't clicked on any of the emails I sent yet. And I'm not sure when or how or what I should say to reach back out to him. How often. I don't want to be nagging him, but I don't want to lose him either.
That's a great question. And we're going to talk through that and get you some ideas on some things that you can do to grab his attention.
Okay.
I think off the top of my head, if anybody wants to add, but I would try to send him some articles on what's going on with mortgage rates and what's happening with VA loans, something that's going to grab his attention. If he's a first-time home buyer, or just pick up the phone and call him. Have that old-fashioned conversation. But we'll talk about that.
I have his phone number. He gave me the email. He emailed me, so I don't have his phone number. I guess I should have asked for that.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the difference between a lead and a contact. And one of those things is getting the appropriate amount of information so you can keep following up. So like I said before, you guys have worked hard to get these leads. Now you need to learn the follow-up and keep every lead, right? So hopefully by the end of this session, you're going to be able to describe the benefits of establishing a system of lead follow-up, apply the 19 to connect to touch campaigns with leads, and explain the importance of cementing the relationship with leads. I know you guys are dying to tell me, but can anybody define a lead? What is a lead?
A willing and able buyer?
Yes. What else?
A potential buyer.
It could be a buyer or a seller. It could be an investor. It's anybody basically who's shown interest in a service that we provide and you have their contact information, but you haven't engaged in a two-way conversation. So whoever was speaking before that told me about the person with the VA loan, they're still kind of a lead. So you need to start engaging them, get them to a contact where you're enabling them for a two-way conversation. But a lead is somebody who's shown interest and you have their contact information. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. It's the life of a lead. Everybody in your database lives at some point along these waves. The life of a lead, again, is on this wave. And every 7 to 10 years is about the average. I think it may be a little bit less sometimes. They're going to make a move. So here they are at the top. They just moved in. And then on this line going down are life events, things that are happening in their life. They're getting married. They're getting a divorce. They're having a baby. There's a death. They had a job change. Their kids are downsizing. These are all life events that happen in somebody's wave. So what do you think happens if you don't know that they're getting a divorce, or the kids are going off to college, they're ready to downsize, or they need a new house, or they need a bigger house because they're having a baby? You think they're going to call you if you're not top of mind and have kept in touch? If you take one thing away, this is one of my Ignite and people in my class, they call them Leslieisms. If you take one Leslieism away from tonight, is if you don't love your database, it's going to cheat on you. You have got to stay top of mind and know when they're having the baby or when they're getting married, when they're divorced. I have 2 clients that I can think of off the top of my head that I had 4 deals from. Met them when they first got married. They bought the house. They grew out of the house. We sold that house. We bought another house. Then they didn't like that house, or they grew out of that house. Then I had to sell that house, and then they bought another house. If I wasn't top of mind and didn't know when they had the babies, the twins, the 3rd child, that other realtor that's, they're getting information from or lives next door, or Sally knows this one and that one, that would have been the person that would have gotten the business. This is probably one of the most important things, is the lead follow-up and staying in touch. You have to be on their continuum of their life. Just start having a conversation with them. Hey, I don't know if you guys have gotten to the Ford model yet, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. It's about connecting and having conversations. How's the new town? How's the new job? How's the family? It's just connecting and being yourself and staying in touch, establishing that connection. Can you see why it's so important to stay in touch with people on this wave? I've done it all. Job changes, divorce, death, estates. I mean, it happens every day in people's lives over the course of when they're moving, every 7 to 10 years. And it could be a conversation, or what are your real estate needs for 2023? Do you have any real estate needs for 2023? That's the script. You're here for possible business. These are the leads you're getting through lead generation. That's going to hopefully convert to lead follow-up and probable business, and hit your end goal to be business and become repeat clients and referrals. In 2021, the National Association of Realtors said 73% of buyers selected the first agent they spoke to, and 82% of sellers. Be the person that they think of when they think of real estate. 73% of buyers go with the first agent they speak to, and 83% of sellers. So a quote from the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, which hopefully you guys have all read. If you aren't first or second in their mind, you probably won't get the business. I like to call this emotional proximity. You have to be close. I've been cheated on. It's not fun. Whether it's cousin Vinny who didn't know I was in real estate, or I didn't keep in touch with them for 6 months. Oh, I just bought a house. I forgot you were in real estate. Or when in your neighborhood, you see that for sale sign go up the street. That's like in my heart, because I didn't keep in touch with the people in my own neighborhood. Has anybody started using smart plans and commands?
That's an area I need to work on. I get kind of confused in there.
It's confusing. Once you get the hang of it, it's really a great part of how you guys can keep in touch with your leads, without even doing anything. You'll wake up in the morning and maybe 10 people got smart plans without you doing anything. Let the technology do the heavy lifting for you, because your databases are hopefully going to grow and you want to keep them getting those touches. So I highly encourage, I am sure your market centers have command training in them, or there's probably 100 webinars on the KW website to learn how to use smart plans. It's something that I heavily rely on. Every single person, let me put it to you this way, every single person in my database is on a smart plan of some sort. And there's a smart plan for everything. I have birthday smart plans. I have home anniversary smart plans. So every year when they hit their anniversary, 1 year, 2 year, whatever, they get an email from me. I don't even do anything. Or it'll prompt me to send them a text. Hey, it's Leslie Inlander from Keller Williams. Happy 2-year anniversary on your home. How's everything going? How many agents, real estate agents, do you think do that? Has anybody bought something and had their real estate agent do that a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later down the road?
I buy Christmas ornaments for my first home buyers.
That's great. That's a great touch. And you guys, we'll talk about some other touches that we can do, but you're definitely on the right track with that. Because every year when they put that ornament on the tree, they're going to remember you gave it to them. Any thoughts, comments, ahas? What are we going to not do?
Stay in touch.
Stay in touch. Don't let them cheat on you. If you think of it in that basic way, because again, you're part-time, most of you, I'm assuming, are part-timers. Your time is precious. If you're going to spend a Sunday doing an open house away from your family or doing something else, you want to make sure it means something and it pays off. You want to walk out the door with leads that you were going to follow up with. If you got 5 leads and you don't keep in touch with any of them, why'd you do the open house? They go hand in hand. So I guess now we can talk about how you follow up. You want to be thoughtful about how you will follow up and leverage the highest value touches that you're going to get you the biggest results and help you convert the leads. So, something that I do when I lead gen is I'll start with my warm leads with people that I've already contacted, and then I'll work into my lead generation. That time helps me. That, starting warm with a warm lead, and then the follow-ups, because you want to get the mind share gain, that you're going to get through positioning yourself in front of your leads frequently with relevant information. Your goal is to open the door to two-way conversations, because right now you're just pushing things out. And most importantly, they think about you when they think about real estate. So the fortune is really in the follow-up. Has anybody seen this before? It probably takes about 19 touches at least to convert to a contact. So don't get frustrated if you don't hear from somebody, right away. It could take about 19 touches, it averages out to about 1 touch every 3 weeks. Does that seem manageable? 1 touch every 3 weeks?
We normally do that DDB2.
Love it. That's exactly what you should be doing. So if you want to really get some ideas and break it down, and we'll peel this onion back. 4 touches could be a quarterly phone call. 4 phone calls, 1 phone call every quarter. One of the things that every single person in my database is on a monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan that they get once a month from me. So on the 12 touches, I mostly I do a lot of these things, but they definitely get a monthly market report from me, which is a smart plan, a monthly neighborhood nurture in commands. One of the things has been one of my goals for 2023, video. Send somebody a video about what's going on in the market, what's happening on their street, something, spring market's coming. The Super Bowl is the Monday after the Super Bowl is what, Jackie? The first day of the spring market? Anybody know that?
You know it, Leslie.
So you'll just send people video, like individual people, or post on social media? Can you elaborate?
Both. I have everybody's different. So one of my goals is to start posting, at least supposedly a birdie told me that a picture, they see your face and not just a video of, oh, the market's really good right now, but you talking or sending a picture of yourself or, getting creative with your posts. After an open house, I send a video. You hopefully have the person's contact information, and I'll send them a video. Thank you so much for stopping by our open house. I'll be in touch, and we can, schedule a time to get together and do a buyer consult. But video is the hot new word. Touches with a promotion, a direct mail, a magazine, a calendar, a printed marketing report. What we kind of talked about before, you could do this a birthday, an anniversary, a child's birthday, a Starbucks gift card. When do you add, this is to everybody, when should you add a lead to your database?
Immediately.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes, immediately. Good answer. The sooner the better. Do not let grass grow under your feet when you've met somebody at an open house. You want to get them added to your database, start getting them from a lead to a contact and getting that two-way conversation going. So one touch from, every year, an annual event, a party, a movie screening, a get-together. Take something that's your hobby. If you're a golfer, schedule an outing at Topgolf. If you love pickleball, schedule a pickleball event. One of the things that I have done in the past, which I need to do more within my neighborhood, drinks in the driveway. Schedule a happy hour for the neighbors. You don't have to have a big, I'm a real estate agent in your, on your chest, but just get everybody together. A natural conversation. You ask somebody, what do you do? I'm in finance. What do you do? Oh, I just got my real estate license. I'm really excited about it. Does that sound natural? It's conversation. It's connecting with people. Another one you could do, and you could partner with somebody, a lender, a home inspector, mommies and mimosas. Schedule a seminar with your religious organization for first-time home buyers. There's all sorts of things you can do on an annual basis to have that one touch that provides value to your clients. Because remember, it's basically, it takes about 19 touches to convert to a lead, to a contact. And then once they become a contact, it's about 36 to convert them to an actual client. And again, it's the same thing. It's 36 to convert. It's 36 touches a year. 4 touches by telephone, 26 touches of biweekly email, offering some type of information. A great one is what's going on with the mortgage, in the world of mortgages with the lenders. What's going on with the economy? What's going on with the housing market? What's your neighborhood looking like? How many are for sale in your neighborhood? What's gone under contract? Events in your town, a new store that's opened, a new restaurant that's opened, an event that's going on. Anybody's wheels turning now about how you can connect with your leads?
I was going to share, Leslie, before Christmas, I got the digital Popple business card, and that has been super helpful just with initial phone calls. If I'm on Opcity or anything, I immediately shoot them my digital business card. So they have my face, my emails, my where I work, you know what I mean? And it's I think it's been very helpful. I just did 2 closings. I've only been an agent since basically November 1st.
Wow, congratulations.
And I have a closing February 10th, and I have several people that I'm working with that have hired me. But I feel like that digital business card is a huge part of that, because they immediately see my face, they put me in their phone. So that was just all I had.
No, that's a great suggestion. Thank you for sharing.
Also been working with lenders doing different campaigns. I really like the buyer's side better than the listing. So I work a lot with the lender on advertising campaigns for renters.
Great. It's a great thought. We have somebody in my office. She's doing a first-time home buying seminar at her church. She's having, a seminar there, and she's having a lender come in and speak to the first-time home buyers about what's going on in the mortgage, industry, and the different types of loans that there are, FHA, VA, And, you're providing value and educating these first-time home buyers on the mortgage lending process, because that's really a really big chunk of understanding in the first time for the first time home buyer, especially in this market. And I feel like the lenders, because of what's been happening, they're more than happy to help you to get business.
They are, because it's a win-win for all sides, even
Absolutely.
the buyer or the seller.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a team in my office, and we do a monthly buyers and brews, and we buy everyone a beer at a local brewery, whoever shows up. And we invite one of the lenders from our office each time to discuss, the market and what that's looking like, and educate buyers on it that way.
That's great. That's a lot too, a monthly, but that's a lot. That's awesome that your team does that. A lot of teams over the fall, they rent out a piece of a farm and they do hay rides and pumpkin patching and sunflower picking and all that good stuff. I mean, there's so many things you could do. This past year, I was thinking about, for those of you who live where we have fall, getting leaf bags, putting my logo on the leaf bags and giving them out to clients. There's somebody in my office who would go to the grocery store with her name tag upside down. So people would stop her and say, "Oh, excuse me, ma'am, your name tag is upside down."
That's a good idea. I wear mine out, but I haven't did the upside down thing. Okay.
Yeah, because people are going to say, "Excuse me, your name tag is upside down."
That's
Whatever
a good way
starts the
to connect and
conversation.
start talking conversation.
Exactly.
We bought a bunch of flower seed packets from Amazon. You get like 500 packets for $20 for flower seeds. We stapled our business cards on them, and in the spring we walked around festivals and handing them out to people.
That's great. It's all about getting creative. One of the things I was thinking of doing this year for Memorial Day is getting little flags and putting them with my card in front of people's mailboxes or in front of the house for Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Jackie, should I show them my vanilla?
I was thinking about the vanilla, Leslie.
Yes. So I don't know if you guys are going to see this, but one of the things that I decided to do is make, again, this same little birdie, we made homemade vanilla. I don't know if you guys can see it, but what we did was it's homemade vanilla, and I have a little card on here that says homemade vanilla extract, bottled January 2023, enjoy beginning March 12th, and bake forever. How unique is that? Homemade vanilla. It's going to be part of my fall holiday gifts for this year too. But when I go to somebody's house for a listing presentation, I'm bringing my vanilla. I mean, I wouldn't do this for everybody, but I do for my top 50. I keep real tight. Anybody else have any ideas that they can want to throw out there?
I just have one other one. In my area, there are like 0 rentals, and there's a lot of young kids that can't afford mortgages, or they're not at the place in their life to get mortgages. There are literally 0 rentals. So I check every day. And if I find a rental anywhere within 50 miles of my town, I post it on Facebook.
That's providing value. That's great. You're providing value to, your hopefully potential clients or people that are looking. You're giving them something. It's like you're cementing. Which is a high value touch that will help you solidify the relationship and help you open doors for future interactions.
Leslie, can I jump in?
Please.
Of course, it's a Super Bowl Sunday idea.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So everybody on this call has a local pizza place, a local sandwich shop, a local party store, and a local liquor store that's going to do a lot of business on Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm sure they all want to do more business. Go into those 4 places local to you, introduce yourself, ask to do a video, selfie, something about what their best sandwiches for Super Bowl or special kind of pizza or whatever. Promote them on your social and ask them, bring a bunch of flyers with your QR code, whatever. Do a win-win business to business thing and ask them to shout you out when people come in to buy, their Super Bowl Sunday things. So I thought that was like just an easy idea. And this is like the best time to do it because these stores are now getting ready for Super Bowl Sunday.
Spring market starts the Monday after the Super Bowl. One of my lead follow-ups to my neighborhood, to my farm, is every year they get that postcard with the spring flowers and the football. Well, hopefully this will help you, some things to think about for your lead follow-up program. You want to make it something that means something to you, or that's close to you, or that you enjoy. So think about what some of your strengths are when you work with people and how you can adapt your 19 touches to connect to represent me. Maybe you want to tie it to your community, to charitable organizations, to your religious organization, to your school, to where your kids go to school. What you're passionate about, something that you like, that's a hobby. If you like golf, if you like pickleball, if you like mimosas, mommies and just something that you feel strongly about, that you'll enjoy sharing with other people, and they'll get to know you and know, like, and trust you, which is why people buy from you, right? Is when they know, like, and trust you. There's all sorts of ways to connect with your community. And what are some reasons you might have for contacting a lead? And what are some touches that you can do before and after a phone call? Anybody want to take a stab at it?
To contact the lead, I'll follow up. I followed up before this meeting, actually, just to follow up to see where my 2023 contacts, where they're at, and update my command daily.
Mm-hmm. It is the beginning. You could say, it's the beginning of spring market. Just touching base with you. Do you have any real estate needs for the rest of 2023? Is there anything I can help you with? What I said a lot when I was new was, I'm so excited. I just got into my real estate career. I've set really high goals for myself for 2023. So I really appreciate it if you could help me. And if you know anyone who's looking to buy, sell, or invest, please think of me.
Shown interest but are holding off for whatever reason, whether building credit or saving up, down or something like that, was, when the new year hitting things like that, like, it's a new year. What are your goals? It's time to start looking again. It's time to, not reinvest, but like, can't think of the word, but like put yourself out there again and start thinking about, what do you want to do this year, kind of thing. And that seemed to have helped a lot of people who were kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm looking again at, how to build that credit, how to save, how to, get to where I want to be in 2023.
Right, absolutely. Having them set a buyer's consult with you. Get them face to face. That's the goal, guys. You want to get them on the appointment. You want to get that listing appointment. You want to get that buyer's consult. It's the beginning of the new year. Let's get together. I can tell you what's going on in the mortgage market, what's happening in the local real estate market, and start getting you out and seeing some houses. What day is better from you? I have an opening on Wednesday at 3 or a Friday at 4. Get them to the buyer consult, because once you establish that rapport and relationship, they'll stick. Those are some reasons you can contact a lead. Maybe you're raising money for a cause. Maybe your son or daughter is selling Girl Scout cookies. There's all sorts of reasons for contacting a lead. And then how are you going to use the conversations to let the person, well, we just kind of touched on that let them know you're in real estate and how to contact you and refer business to you. That's one of the things that I say. People like to help people. So if you say, I hope, maybe you can help me. I've really set some high goals for myself in 2023. And then it's just about be yourselves. Have a conversation. How are you? How's the family? How's the kids? Did you buy that? Are you still thinking about buying that second house on the lake? That's the best advice I can give you.
Leslie, I have a question. What kind of strategy could I use? I've picked up a lot of clients who seem interested. They're coming to open houses, and I'm following up. I'm calling them and saying, thank you for coming. But as I continue to follow up, like, they don't answer the phone. So I leave a message, and then I wait, maybe the next week, and then I'll follow up again, or I'll shoot them a text. Oh, left your message, just checking in. I mean, how long do you continue to do that once you see that they obviously are not going to pick up the phone when you call?
Well, first of all, we need to give you something about, you need to provide them with something of value. You need to do something different. And I don't stop until somebody tells me to stop. So have
Okay.
you tried sending them a video? Have you sent them gone through where the town that they're looking in and sent them some houses, what's under contract, what's sold, you know, giving them a local market update of what's happening in that area?
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, you've
I
got to
sent them like a
provide,
postcard, Happy New Year postcard. Then I
Well-
sent them, I reached out in command for them to download my app. I've tried a couple of things, but again, once I try to make that call, I'm not getting a response.
it's hard. And some of you know what, and the truth of the matter is you are going to get people that don't respond. I mean, it's the nature of the business. But there's a saying that says the more you know what you put against the wall, the more it's going to stick. So that's why you've got to keep your funnel going. But in this situation, I think you have to try a new strategy. Whether send them a video text, send them an email with some information that you think is going to help them. I don't know how well you know them, what their interests are, you know, something that is going on that you think that they would like that would be of value to them. You got to provide value to them.
Okay.
I would like to point something out too. I'm going into my second year of real estate, and the whole first year, every person that I contacted, that I cold called, that I tried to, you know, engage in real estate, I just learned that you have to understand that not everybody is looking to have a real estate transaction. So what I learned is immediately I have to figure out if they're serious about a transaction or if they're not. If they're not, then just be friends with them and move on as quickly as you can to the next person. Eventually, if they stop answering the phone calls, it happens to me all the time. But meeting the person's needs, everybody you contact, don't just assume you're going to cram real estate down everybody's throat, because not everybody's interested. You're into it because you're a realtor. I've learned that a lot of other people just aren't that into it. So it's just keep moving from person to person to person. It's a game of numbers.
It's a numbers game. You're absolutely right. And hopefully you guys are all into real estate because you want to help people, you know, and people feel that vibe from you.
One of the things that I heard that I really liked and resonated with me was, if you're not hearing no, you're not reaching enough people.
That's an
So it's
excellent
like
one.
you're going to hear no, and if you're not hearing that, you're not reaching out enough.
Something that I always remember from my early sales days is there's 7 no's to a yes. You know, that person, you know, maybe you don't call them anymore, but again, you put them on a smart plan, right? And let the technology do the heavy lifting for you. So once a month, or, you know, they're getting some type of monthly nurture report about the neighborhood that they were looking at least you're still top of mind. So in case someday that person does eventually need you, or they know somebody that needs you, they'll think of you. You know, sort of a rule of thumb is, if it's a hot lead, you want to connect with them, try to connect with them in some fashion 1 time a week. If it's a nurture lead, somebody that maybe is 3 to 6 months out, every 2 weeks. And then a watch, kind of what you just described, maybe they have some sort of touch from you once a month. And that doesn't mean it's a phone call. It's an email, it's a text, it's a video. It's something about what's going on in town. It's a happy holiday, happy birthday, happy Groundhog Day, enjoy the Super Bowl. And here's something that can kind of help you with this activity. You know, design your own 19 to Connect plan, kind of a little bit deeper of what we were just kind of talking about. 4 calls, texts, conversations every quarter. The activity, 12 activities of email, newsletter, market video, market reports, video reports, birthday cards. I'm really hot on the informative videos, information emails, start a neighborhood newsletter, promotional direct mail, send out the local sports team schedule for the high school, for the football team, organize a neighborhood park cleanup, Organize a toy drive for Christmas. You could leave bags at somebody's house and have them fill it up with food for donations, and then you come back and pick it up.
Hey, Leslie, I don't want to interrupt you, but I have a quick question.
Sure.
As far as I'm in an HOA community, and am I able to, if I get the list of people in the HOA, is it legal to do a mailer because I have their address? I'm trying to take over this neighborhood a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, what state are you in?
Mississippi.
Mississippi. I don't know the laws of Mississippi, but I know
Me
New Jersey.
neither. I'm not from here.
You know, the mail is the mail. It's the Federal Postal Service, you know.
So it's okay.
Jackie, do you know why it wouldn't be okay?
I can't imagine why it wouldn't be okay unless you got those addresses illegally. But if you got them from somewhere, then you can use them.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to get involved in some sort of crossfire with that. And I didn't have marketing funds for like the holidays since I'm new. And so but I want to put something out for the spring. So I have the HOA list. So I thought, can I use it to mail?
It's nothing different than you going on to your local MLS, or looking for tax reports and getting people's names and addresses. It's nothing different than that. It doesn't even matter that it's an HOA. Go gangbusters.
Yeah, you can also, if your local post office, you can go up there and they have like programs where you can say, hey, I want to give flyers to everybody just in this neighborhood. And the post office will charge you whatever they charge you, like 10 cents a page or whatever it is. And they'll put a flyer in every single mailbox just in that neighborhood.
Or you can do it through commands. You know, you can pay through command too. Sometimes I use my lender. My title company has a marketing arm, and they do a lot of my postcards for me. They have my whole list of the 300 addresses. I pay them, and boom, they send everything out for me. There's all sorts of services out there.
Also, it's me again, Leslie, but just another HOA tip because I live in one. Join a committee or get on the board. You'll get to know a lot of people in your neighborhood that way. And if you have a dog, walk your dog a lot and you'll get to know all the dog walkers.
That's a big one. Walking the dog. Thank you, Jackie. And then and I don't think this is a new revelation for you guys, but let social media help you with your leads. Connect with people on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. And again, I went through this too, make an impact, focus on the value. Hopefully you guys were all on the Ignite where you talked about your value proposition. People are more likely to respond to messages when it feels personal and relative to them. And you want to craft a message based on this, where the source lead was generated. So for example, if you did an open house and there were first-time home buyers, you don't want to send them a newsletter about investment properties, right? So you really want to make sure that you've crafted your, whatever your message you're trying to get across is to the right audience. And then they don't feel like, well, obviously she doesn't even remember me because she sent me something about investment properties. I don't care about investment properties. I'm a first-time home buyer. I have open house sheets from 5 years ago. And I am following up with people from 5 years ago, 7 years ago. And they still, multiple people have said to me, I can't believe you remember me from, that open house at 123 Main Street. It's about keeping in touch. So then what about lead follow-up, communication? Hopefully you guys know a lot of these already. I don't know about you all, but I don't get too many call-ins, maybe referrals from my business. Community events are a big one. What about going to a bridal seminar? Those are people that are about to get married. Are they on that wave? Are they going to be looking for that first house? There's booths set up at those. New agent was telling me they did one and they actually got leads from the other vendors that were at the seminar. You just don't know. For me, especially in the beginning, my biggest source of leads was open houses. You should be doing I know it's hard because you're part-time, but you should be doing at least one open house every weekend. And then please don't let those leads go into the garbage. You have to follow, make sure you don't do the open house unless you're going to promise me that you're going to follow up with them. You got to follow up. Social media is another big one. Traditional marketing, farming to your neighborhood or wherever your farm is going to be, using your agent website, calling out to past clients, people in your database. If you guys looked in your phone and you go to the bottom of your contacts, you'll be surprised how many contacts you actually have in your phone. If you just scroll down the alphabet, I have 4,116 contacts in my phone. It's at the very, I don't know if you can't see it, but you go all the way down and those are 4,116 people that I should be contacting with, or at least going through. I don't recommend purchase leads, especially in the beginning. It's a lot of money. Client referrals, blogs or newsletters, and then statements or questions that you ask. Why are you thinking about buying or selling? Peel that onion back, open-ended questions. Tell me more. What will that do for you and your family? So then post-lead follow-up. You really want to get the lead to a contact. You want to have permission to have a two-way conversation. And this is what that looks like. When two-way communication is established, the lead becomes a contact in your database. And then you move them from that 19 to connect to 36 to convert. The goal is to get permission to have a two-way conversation and you're not just throwing stuff at them. And for the person who asked in the beginning, when you get somebody's information, a contact is name, address, phone number, email. A lead is somebody you don't have a relationship with. The contact is when it's again two-way and you're providing value. So that's where you want to try to get. And you could go back and forth, by the way. You can meet somebody in an open house, right? And you think you're making them a contact and you've had this great conversation with them. And then you, like what you were saying, you try to call them and they don't respond back. They've gone back to a lead again. They're not a contact anymore. It's going to happen. And then again, once you get them there, you want to have that high value touch, maybe to your top 50. You're sending them a bottle of vanilla. You're sending them sunflower seeds, having a pie giveaway for Thanksgiving and inviting your top clients in to pick up a pie or bringing them pies. During COVID, I was giving out hand sanitizers and tie-dye masks. Maybe you want to give them a seller or a buyer guide. What's happening? Again, it's the same type of stuff. What's happening in the neighborhood, new restaurants that have opened up. So that's kind of keeping the lead in a nutshell. You guys have any thoughts, comments, ahas, questions?
Okay, I have a quick comment. Is door knocking a good way for lead conversion if you don't have a circle of influence?
300%.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a very good way, but you have to you can't just knock on the door and say, hi, I'm a new real estate agent. Do you need to sell your house?
Yeah, no, I'm aware that you need to be informed and you need to bring value, but I just didn't see it listed on there.
Exactly. Door knocking. Yes. Door knocking is a good one. Bring a market report. What's bought, what's sold in the neighborhood, what's under contract in the neighborhood, how many days on the market they are, how many actives there are. Be the local neighborhood expert. So if they don't want to sell their house right then and there, they'll know that, oh, geez, Leslie, she knows her stuff about this neighborhood. I need her. My brother-in-law is fairly new to real estate and he went door knocking. And the woman said, I would sell my house, but I'm sure you guys have all heard this. I have nowhere to go. And she said, if you can find me a place to go, you can list my house. So he went and she said, I had made an offer on something a few years ago and I didn't get the house. Well, he went and door knocked that house. Turns out the people wanted to move or didn't like whatever the situation was, put the deal together. She bought that house. And then he listed her $1.1 million house from door knocking.
Good for him.
Good for him. But he did it from door knocking and he's new. Yeah. Some people door knock with their dogs. Some people door knock with their baby. You make it, do something interesting or fun. And they all see you on that ring.
I have a question. So for door knocking, we have to provide them with value or something. So other than introducing yourself, what else will you be saying? Other just like bring them a report of the neighborhood?
You could bring them a report of the neighborhood, yeah.
Also
could
building
bring them-
report.
Yeah, exactly. Bring them a little something. If it's Halloween, bring them a little thing of candy. For Super Bowl Sunday, bring a recipe for buffalo wings. You know, think out of the box.
I've seen a lot of good ideas on Pinterest with Valentine.
That's a great one. Valentine's is a great one. There's always something that you can pick out of.
If your state has any sort of tax reduction for, in our state, it's called homestead credit. Ours are always due by the end of June. So that's a great time for agents to go out and door knock and say, hey, as the neighborhood expert, I was doing research and noticed you hadn't yet filed, and I wanted to provide you with the form because it's just a free form that you can print.
Yeah, be careful with how you you know, it might be a little stalkerish, like, well, why are you looking at my personal tax records? You know, I would just say, you know, it's the time to pay the Homestead Act, and I would just play dumb. You don't know whether they filed or not. Making sure everybody knows they have to file. Are you in Florida? Hello? The person who just talked about the homestead? It's a great idea, and has amazing value, and I would love if somebody did that for me to make sure I was reminded, but I wouldn't necessarily say, oh, you didn't pay your homestead tax. But it's a great idea, and you're on the right track.
I just wanted to throw something else in there. I'm from South Carolina, and I'm a notary, and it's free in this state. You just fill out some paperwork and like read a couple of pages. And I see on Facebook all the time in my area, my city, people are always looking for notaries and such. And I try and be that person that'll go and meet them. So it's a way for me to meet new people, and I'm providing them with a service that they're asking for. And one that I actually contacted today, they want me to notarize a property deed where their family is transferring property from one member to another. So just an idea.
That's a great idea. Use your personal, you know, that's something that you're good at and you know how to do, and it will absolutely bring you clients.
I have
Great
an idea
idea.
for you. And it was actually through an Ignite seminar that we did. This was maybe people that for door knocking, people that aren't ready to sell right now, you can provide them with an equity analysis.
Excellent.
And that's a good way to stay in contact with, you know, with prospective clients as well.
Excellent. And make sure you're getting their email address so you can keep them on the monthly nurture and, you know, ask permission for their email address so you'll keep them posted on what's going on in the neighborhood. People are nosy.
That's another one that I use when I've been hosting open houses, and I'll door knock the neighborhood, right? Like, you know, 5, 10. You know, if you're curious or you're just nosy, want to see how this house compares to, you know, what your house looks like on the inside, it's a great opportunity. Why don't you guys stop on by today?
Perfect. Love it.
Thank you.
I hope this was helpful. If you ever need to talk, text, want something by me, my information is on the Ignite sheet. I'll be happy to help. And I wish you all good luck. Happy Super Bowl. Happy spring. And I'll see you all on the next round of Ignite. I think I teach again in like a month. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.